Hi everyone, and welcome back as I continue my review of The Prisoner. Little bonus at the end of this one, because this is the return of the milk drinky number 2, and I'm going to do a short analysis of the 2 episodes of this number 2. Anyway, let's get on with this one. The General. Number 6 is at the cafeteria having a quiet cup of coffee, being observed by number 12. And they have a little meeting. Number 12 says, "Do you believe what this poster says, number 6? And number 6 basically says, "I don't put anything past this place." And that's exactly what it is. Another project by the village authorities, Speed Learn. And that's exactly what it is. Anyway, for some strange reason or other, the professor has gone walkabout and he's running along the beach. And he's caught up and he's brought back. And number 6 is also down on the beach, but he stumbles across a tape recorder. He doesn't have time to listen to the whole message, but it's a warning from the professor. So he promptly buries it because village security turned up by him and offer him a lift back home, just so he can be just in time for the Speed Learn broadcast. So they're not aware of the tape recorder. Number 6 has buried it again in the sand. So number 6 is back home. He's watching the professor and all the stuff that's going on before Speed Learn kicks in. Now, Speed Learn is, which I can only describe as a high-speed hypnosis, implanting all this information at high speed into the subject's brain. So, it's education for the moment, but obviously those behind the scenes want to use this for a different purpose. So it's like a test run, you could say. Anyway, so number 6 watches the broadcast. He's drinking a tomato juice and he drops his tomato juice after the broadcast. And, he saw, what's going on? And then in steps number 2. Number 2 is aware that number 6 was on the beach and he's looking for the professor's tape recorder. Obviously, it's not in number 6's residence. Number 2 offers number 6 a deal. Hand over the tape recorder and I'll give you your freedom. Yes, sure. And then he asks him a load of historic questions. He just rolls these questions off to number 6, and number 6 stands there and he answers every single question correctly. And number 6 is shocked, horrified. He cannot believe it, but it has happened. And now his curiosity is definitely wide awake. So later on, he returns down to the beach, to the area where he buried the tape recorder. It's not there. He hears a noise in the background, and he comes face to face with number 12. Number 12 is a cog in the machine. He works in administration. Why is number 12 aiding number 6? Because he hands over the tape recorder to number 6. Something is awry. Anyway, number 2 is having a conversation with somebody higher up the ladder. Everything's going splendidly well with Speed Learn. Fantastic. And from there, he joins up with the supervisor to look at the recreation area. Number 6 is there, and the reason number 6 is there is because of the professor's wife is running this thing that's going on. Anyway, number 6 then starts to snoop around their house, the professor's house, and runs into the professor's wife again, who gives him some information that herself and the professor came to the village. They volunteered. They had privileges. What is going on here? Anyway, after their little chat, number 2 walks straight in. And there's the usual sort of banter between number 6 and number 2. And number 6 heads into the bedroom. And he clubs the professor over the head. But it's not the real professor. It's a mask, a mock-up. So what the heck is going on? Something weird going on. And he sort of just before he walks out, number 2 says the deal's off about the tape recorder. But by then, obviously, number 6 has already heard what's on it, and he throws it back into number 2 and says, I don't need it anymore, you can have it. And he walks promptly off. This, of course, puts number 2 on full alert, because number 6 ain't going to stop there. He's after the facts. What is going on here? So, number 6 returns home, he turns on the light, bang, everything goes dark. And then he runs into number 12. Number 12 offers number 6 a deal to put out the real broadcast by the professor. And number 6 obviously saying, yes, I'm in favour of this. He gives him passes and obviously a jacket, top hat, and sunglasses. That's to come. Why number 12 is doing this, we don't actually know. Is he against speed learn? Is that the sole purpose? And he's using number 6 because he knows number 6 is an individual who hasn't been broken yet. He's got an iron will, number 6. It's hard to tell. So, what happens basically from there is that number 6 is off to the secret locations beneath the village once again, where the broadcast is going out. So, all the attendees from the education centre turn up with number 2 in their top hats and dark glasses, looking very smart. For the reason for wearing all this gear, I have no idea. Don't ask me, please. Anyway, so number 6 follows them in. He's looking around. He finds the projection area and he overcomes the 2 guards there. He then overcomes the projectionist to put out the real program that the professor wants to be put out. While all this is going on, there is a education board meeting, and number 12 is talking about speed learn, the application of speed learn, what it's all about, and basically selling this idea to the board. So from there, the board then view the screen in front of them, and it's going around, checking everyone off, sound, yes, vision, yes. Then they can see number 6, and with the tussle number 6 had with the projectionist, he got stabbed in the arm, so he's got a bit of a bloody arm. And number 2 leaps up out of his seat. What the heck? You could see it all over his face. He is in full panic mode. He really is. So obviously he gets the security out to the protection room, and number 6 is obviously overcome. He's knocked out and he's carted off, and the real broadcast then goes out. So at this point, number 2 is reasonably confident that he has beaten number 6, but he has questions. And these questions can only be answered by the general. Now, on the tape recording number 6 heard, he heard the professor say, destroy the general. So, what is the general? Who is the general? Well, to be more precise, when number 6 is marched off to the general's room, it's a giant computer. He comes face to face with this, and then number 2 starts his investigation. He puts some questions to the general, but before he can even get the answers, number 6 says there is a question that the general cannot answer. Number 2 says, no, you're not asking it. And then number 6 says, you afraid? And then number 2 says, go on, ask it. So he types it in. It's very short. The question is then fed to the general. And then things start to develop. The general starts to short circuit. Smoke pours out of the general. The general cannot answer this question. And what basically happens is that the computer blows up. The professor and number 12, I assume, are killed by electrocution. The professor's, he's been electrocuted because he's got hold of a rail on the general. Number 12 tries to help him. I don't know if they're both of them are dead or not. I can only assume they are. And then the general blows up, and number 2 is asking number 6, what's the question? What was that question? To which number 6 replies, WHY ? Question mark. To which number 2 is standing there and saying, why? In complete and utter disbelief. The look on his face says it all. He's been defeated again. He truly has. So on that note, let's move on to my final thoughts on this one. So, my final thoughts on the general. So this is a victory for number 6, but it's not a personal victory for number 6, because number 6 would not achieve the victory without help from within, that of number 12 in administration. What was number 12's motives? Did he see SpeedLearn as something dangerous and had to be dealt with, and the only person up to that job was number 6? If he aided number 6, would number 6 cooperate with him? Well, yes, that's clearly what happened, because it even alarmed number 6 when he got a dose of SpeedLearn. It alarmed him, so he wasn't happy about it. Okay, so we assume that number 12 is against SpeedLearn. So he's a bit of a double-edged sword, really, number 12. He aids number 6. He gives him the passes, he gives him the proper program to go out, so on. He helps number 6, obviously, yeah. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, so SpeedLearn was obviously a project that was going to be used for much more sinister purposes, and it was defeated with a prisoner and a guardian, you could say, because number 12 is in administration, therefore he works for them, but he seems to have some sort of conscience when it comes to SpeedLearn. So yeah, so this was a double act, you could say, but number 6 and number 12. They joined forces against SpeedLearn. And of course, overseeing SpeedLearn are milk drinking number 2. And yes, he went into a bit of a shock mode, didn't he, when he was defeated. And he just could not understand how that came about. Number 6 tells him it's an insoluble question. I don't know if that's true or not, but it certainly had an effect on the general. This great computer, it couldn't handle it. Yeah, so this is a good episode because it showed renegades in the workings of the administration, working with a prisoner, number 6. It showed more underneath the village itself, all the mysterious rooms and corridors and whatnot. So that was a good aspect. And yes, it was good to see Colin Gordon's number 2 reappearing again. That's it's quite nice to see. Particularly his number 2. His number 2 is great, and I'll go on about his number 2 a bit more later on. Yeah, so the General is a interesting episode, very interesting. Obviously showing that this process speed learn, though it looks on the surface fantastic, brilliant, you can learn all this education just like that, no more month after month after month of studying. Yes, sure, on the surface, but underneath, definitely not. And on that note, I'm going to move on to number 2 coming up next. Okay, the bonus. So I thought I'd do a bit of a comparison here with this number 2. What was he like in A, B, and C, and then his reappearance in this one, the General? In A, B, and C, number 2 comes across as somebody who's definitely not come up against the caliber of number 6 before. Definitely hasn't come up against anybody like number 6. So in A, B, and C, he's very arrogant, you could say. He's very sure of himself. Okay, he has this other side to him. This other side of him is that big red phone. That's why you see this other side of him sort of quivering. Why, he's in control of the village as number 2. Yes, he's the hard man, but the other side of him, he's also... It could also show elements of calmness in A, B, and C, which he does. And, of course, he's the famous number 2 who likes a glass of milk. Yeah, so when he takes on number 6 in A, B, and C, and everything seems to be running smoothly, and he seems to be gaining even more knowledge, and he's getting so confident that he's going to win out on it, and then suddenly, as we all know, the whole thing is like a stack of cards, and it comes crashing down on him, and he is in full shock, absolute full shock. He has been outwitted by number 6. He has been outwitted, he's been defeated. And he cannot believe it. He just cannot believe it. So let's move on to his reappearance in the General. So how does he come across when handling number 6? Well, he doesn't seem to be so arrogant towards number 6. He's much more defensive. He's already come up against number 6. But he does like getting the odd one over number 6 in the scene where he's asking number 6 about speed learn, these historical questions, and number 6 is answering. It's like an air of smugness about it. It's only little. It's like, ha, gotcha. That's one over you, number 6. But he does not underestimate number 6. And when he sees on the screen the number 6 in the projection room, he's in full panic mode. He knows what number 6 is capable of. He's in full panic mode. He's got to quickly get control of the situation, which he does to a point. And then, of course, what happens? He obviously wants to know how the heck number 6 got in, so he's marched off to see the General, and of course the inevitable happens. Number 6 wins this bout against number 2 again. But he's not sort of so much of real deep shock. It's just like, oh no, not again. He's done it again. He's beaten me. He's beaten me. It's quite good. And on that note, you can guess what I'll be reviewing next. Have a great day. Goodbye.